colleagues on the other side of the panel, we are here to defend our stand. Bush falling is not the African dream. The topic says it all. In fact, there's nothing else there. The topic was well calculated. Bush falling is not the African dream. Why? Because as my colleague has been saying, the society of the African, the way the African was brought up, the identity of the African, the person the African is, does not leave space for bush falling. The African is complete in himself. He's been brought up where he has a whole lot of folks surrounding all like him. His auntie is an extended family of tight people, a community of love, which I cannot understand how you expect it to be a dream to go to somewhere where you're not recognized. It is not his dream because he grew up where he was taught to get into responsible parenting and prostitution and all those negative things my colleague has been naming is certainly not an African dream because that is not who the African is. Having said this, I would like to comment on some of the things you said. Firstly, you said around the recent survey said 78% of Africans say that their dream is to go out of the country for bush. And I want to say that these people like you have not understood the concept of dream because you also quoted the number of things that are lacking. I would like you to look into the book From Dust to Snow, Bush Faller by Lydia and Wilson, chapter 18, The Bush Faller. The first phrase of that chapter says, forced by circumstances beyond their control to seek a life outside their home country. That describes the bush faller. Those who fall bush, they are forced by circumstances. It is not a dream. It is not a dream because they went there when they would have loved to stay here. Because the African is a complete person here. Because the African has a life that he respects. And I would like to tell that recent BBC report shows that 90% of Africans are proud of their continent. If they are proud of their continent, then please, perhaps they may have to go, or the feel they have to go, but it is not a dream. It is not something they love to do or long for, but something they have to do or feel they have to do. Perhaps we should look at some points of my own. Improvements in sports. 2010 World Cup comes to Africa, which answers a lot of the hopes that Africans have had. And professionalization of CAF. All of these things show the effort Africans are making to see their potential to realize in the country. Do you know why? Because they do not dream of going abroad. On Friday, 14th December 2004, Easter Handball wins the World Boxing Championship here in the Ahmadu Stadium in Yaoundé. It is his second consecutive victory. And I would like to tell you that he has been hosted here in Cameroon because as a Cameroonian, Cameroon would like to see him realize his potential here in Cameroon. The effort our governments are making and what our heads of state are saying, because we know that our governments are governments of the people, for and by the people. What are they saying? For instance, Mohamed Gaddafi of Libya, ex-Civil News, 12th of December 2007, in a visit to France, he addressed his citizens and other Africans. His message was for Africans to defend their dignity and self-esteem and to return home where they belong. The reaction of African presidents proved everything, that their president's speech reflected what they thought. The Prime Minister as well of Cameroon is making moves towards wooing Cameroonians back from the diaspora back home, as attested by page 201 of chapter 24 from Dr. Snow Bush Faller. And President Becky, in his speech at the ARA African Relations Conference, has also expressed a dream of seeing Africans return home. It is clear then that if Africans had gone, it is because they were forced to and not because they dreamed of going. The dream of the African is not bush falling.
On the other side, dear teachers and students, I greet you all. Let me tell the second speaker on the other side that no matter how these people are treated out there, this is not the point of the debate, but our point is to know whether going there was their dream. First, let me tell you that Africans go abroad, many Africans go abroad and do not return. And this is a clear part for me to tell you that they do not return because they must have achieved their dream in abroad. Had it been they had not, they would return. Secondly, I want to tell you that it is not only the African elites, even non-elite Africans dream so much of traveling abroad. That is why most of us Africans, we risk our lives in perilous journeys, either by sea or by air. That is why most of us Africans are noted of risking our lives. Take for example, the Bush polar jet that was recorded in 2006, 6,000 people died who were struggling to go to enter Spain through the Canary Islands. This is an indication for us all to realize that most of us Africans, no matter the means, we shall leave the continent for another, which is the purpose of getting greener pastures, as you made it in your definition. And I also want to tell you today that if I have to take a survey, unlike ARA, I will realize that most of us seated in here, we have a dream of going. Most of us parents here, our children are out there. Is this not a clear fact to see that this journey is what we have longed for? Now you are all seated there, you are debating to qualify and to attend the World Summit in New York. This is an instant, I will tell you that you are not just fighting for anything else, but for this journey. So this makes it a dream. Now I also want to tell us that here in the campus of University of Buea, this is something that was distributed to students that graduated. This is an advert trying to convince them or taking them out of the country, either for jobs, either for admission into higher education. This is something we all should see to indicate that us students, we have that dream of traveling abroad. And I also want to tell my friends on the other side that according to the survey that was made by ARA, most of us Africans, we have made it clear that our dream is to travel abroad. That is why even our political leaders in the country today, they have stated that this is a dream that we must take. Take for example what our Prime Minister Eben Enomi said on Tuesday the 11th of December on the 7:30 broadcast edition of the news, that we must put on serious collaboration with our brothers in Europe and America so as to benefit from that development, because without this, Africa will go nowhere. This is an indication for us to know that bush falling is the African dream. Without this, we shall go nowhere. So I am saying that Africa, we must have that dream, and we have that dream, and it is the dream of all Africans. That is bush falling. Thank you.